Hey there guys, Koma here. I am doing Barrows again. I have my good friend GoTich here again. This is going to be a guide for Barrows, what I'm using equipment-wise. I'm using Full Void. And I have the other I have all three styles of Void with me. I'm using Void Melee Helm, Void Range Helm, and the Void Mage Helm. And I'm using an Amulet of Fury because it provides bonuses to all styles. For weapons, I'm using a Staff of Light for magic, a Zamorakian Spear for stab, and a Crystal Bow, which I need to recharge soon for range. You will need all three styles for this. It is a little difficult to do now. Akrisae is incredibly difficult to kill. With the strategy I'm going to show you, though, it can be considerably easier to kill Akrisae. What I'm going to use for that is a range and mage combo. Okay, so here's my special ability setups. This is my melee one, which I will be using against Karil. My mage one, which I will be using against all the normal ones. You know, Veric, Dharok, Guthans, Torag. Then I have my range setup, which I'll use against Ahrim. And I have a combination mage and range setup to use against Akrisae, because he switches prayers a lot, and by the time you have switched over to another special ability set, he's already switched back. So it's a little too difficult to keep switching ability sets. So you'll just try to want to use one with a couple abilities in it. I don't have any ultimate abilities in this one, I'm just using some basics. Okay, each of the brothers have a mage they're weak to. So with Veric, he's going to be weak to Earth, so you're going to want to switch to an Earth spell. Alright, let's go take care of Veric. I'm going to switch to my Mage Special Abilities tab. Alright, Entangle works incredibly well against all the Barrows brothers. So I'm going to hit him with Entangle here, and then I can simply step away. Entangle will keep him for a full 20 seconds. So, I mean, you can usually kill him in that amount of time, limiting the amount of damage that you'll take over the fight. One down. Now comes Akrisae. He has become incredibly difficult in this new update, mostly because people don't know how to fight him yet. He's a bit of a mystery there. I have seen a lot of graves outside of Akrisae. I've seen maybe 3 or 4 of them already, just because he hits incredibly hard, and he hits very often. So what you're going to want to do, more than anything, is keep him away from you. And I'm going to do that with my ability setup. I have the Binding Shot, which stuns him for 20 seconds. Then when he switches over, I use an Entangle. Alright, so I'm going to start out with range because he is naturally weak to range. Mage, I haven't found the element he's weak to yet. I'll keep looking. So here we go. And it starts off there with a full 1,200 hit. It saves my Binding Shot didn't work, so I'm going to have to switch over to Mage and use an Entangle on him. Entangle works. And it does. Awesome. Let's move out of his range. Okay, now I switched back to ranging, switch my fingers over to my first 3. He switches very often now, so you have to constantly be on the watch when he changes. Again. Back to range. Probably gonna have to use my Binding Shot here in a second. Nope. Easy kill. Alright, that's one way to kill Akrisae. I'm sure there's other ways, but that's the easiest way I've found so far. Then afterwards I use the Regenerate so I can heal whatever damage I've taken. It's a good idea to use Regenerate after each fight, because normally by the time you finish with the fight and move to another one, your adrenaline's gone anyway. So why not get some free healing out of it? Alright. Next up is Dharok. He has a natural weakness to Fire Mage, so switch over to Fire Mage spell. He can also be entangled, so not too much to worry about him. I'm not using prayer. He does hit higher when he's at lower health, but he's not going to want to hit you or anything. And also I'm going to switch over to my mage tab. Okay, there we go. Start out with the entangle, which hits, take a step away, just blast him. And I'm using, my hands are resting on my first 4 number keys so I can have access to my basic abilities and thresholds. And there it goes, down nice and easy. And then when I come out, I'm going to hit my regenerate ability to get some health back. Every bit of health counts here. Alright, now Guthan has a weakness to air attacks. Same thing as the others, start out with bind. There's the bind. I'm just going to press keys as I see them appear for my abilities. Alright, and there goes the threshold. Nice and easy. Then come out, use your regenerate again. Alright, now Karil's I'm going to use the Zamorakian Spear and avoid melee helm. He is actually fairly easy to beat. I wouldn't worry about him too much. Zamorakian Spear, he's weak to stab, so if you got a rapier, great. If you got a Zamorakian Spear, great too. I got a tunnel. Alright. Next I'm going to move over to Torag. Torag has a natural weakness to water magic, so you want to be using that. Just like the other ones, start out with bind, and then move into your basics. Now what I put on all of my setups is regenerate. Every time I come out, I always hit regenerate when I go out of combat mode. It's a big help, gives you back some life. I highly suggest it. Alright, here we go. Asphyxiate, which I'm going to follow up with the Verac ability, which does extra damage to him when he's stunned. Come out here and use my regenerate again. Alright, now Ahrim, of course he's weak to range following the combat triangle. So switch over to your range setup. And the range specials tab. Here we go. He's not too difficult to take down if you're following the combat triangle, which should be nice and quick. Threshold here. That's a lot of damage. There we go. And back out. Alright, so Karil was the one that I left in the cave. So I'm going to switch back to my melee because I know that's the one I'm going to need. Hit my regenerate button. Get some health back. caves. Only one door is going to be open off the start here, so whichever door it is, you have to take it. Alright, so now I know I'm on the east side of the tunnels. If you hit a tunnel, you can actually see... If you hit a hallway, you can actually see one of the doors. And actually, mine's open, so I know right where to go. I'm just going to go out here and take a right. Take that nice and easy. Looks like I'm probably going to find Karil up the chest. Now, pretty much every style works well in the monsters down here. So, no need to worry. Oh yeah, I have to switch over to melee specials. And kill all the things attacking me, because apparently it's multi-combat down here. I'm not sure if that's going to get patched or what, because in the older one, this was not a multi-combat area. Stand next to the door when everything is dead, nothing will auto-retaliate onto you. So make sure when you kill that last one, stay next to the door. Nope, Veric popped up. Okay, Karil isn't too difficult to beat for using a stab weapon. Mage, he's next to impossible to beat. There's a very high mage defense. And finish it up with a nice ultimate here. Oh, target requires more than 50% health. Got it. A little bit low on health here, not too bad. What is it, my regenerate? Alright, let's see what I get. Just some more runes. Alright. Well, thanks for watching.